What up, Hyperchange? Welcome to another episode in the Model Y. I've had this thing for about a month now. We've got 2,000 miles on my Model Y. I want to give you the full review, all my thoughts. I've taken on a road trip all the way down to San Francisco and back, supercharged it, had range anxiety, done the whole thing. Now we're going to activate into galley mode. And go take y'all for a test drive. I want to show you some of the features and basically tell you whether this lived up to the hype or not, because you know I've been obsessed with Tesla for years and years, a decade-long fanboy. Now I bought the product. This is like 10 times more than I've ever spent on anything in my life. I'm not even really someone who likes driving, to be honest. Like, not usually someone who drives. I'm usually from New York City. I walk everywhere, but now I'm relocating to the West Coast, so got to start driving again. But wasn't really a car guy, and so I don't know. I'm coming at this from a totally different angle than a lot of people, but I wanted to give you my take as the first-time car buyer, the tech nerd who hates driving and hates oil and hates cars. What do they think of the Tesla? And I gotta say, like, okay, obviously 10 out of 10 off the bat. I'm obsessed, but this thing is not a car. I mean, this is a spaceship. Like, I feel like I bought a product that is a lot more like me geeking out on like the next iPhone than I did on a car. And I think it really starts with the way you operate and drive the vehicle. Like, you're not trying, like, I don't know, it feels like you're operating a spaceship versus driving, and the car is never like trying hard to go anywhere. Like, I don't know, in the past when I've driven cars like my mom's minivan, no hate on the Nissan Quest, but like, you have no pep in your step, you're driving it like a boat. The second you hit 60 miles an hour, it starts to rattle, and all of this stuff, and it feels like the car's trying too hard. Like with the Model Y, you know, I'm on chill mode right now, I'm a super cautious driver, but this is probably like just the power and just the acceleration that I have. I mean, this is extreme. It's even in chill mode, it's like the fastest car on the road. It's extremely agile, handles like a straight up sports car. Like, I can pop in a second, brake in a second. Like, just me being in extreme control of the vehicle at all moments makes me feel so safe. Also, it's one of the safest vehicles you can buy, crash test, you know, ratings wise. And then you've got the Autopilot system here, which is beeping at me every time I get too close to hitting something. So, I really feel like this combination of the acceleration and the sportiness and the speed and the power and control of the vehicle with the hardware, like, this is just the safest car you could possibly drive. So me, being a cautious person, I love that part of the car. I think that's super underrated part of the Tesla, is how secure and safe you feel, and how much that makes me feel better at driving and want to drive more, because it's just more enjoyable because I'm less stressed about like pushing this car to its limits, you know? And so I love that. And I think the other big thing is, oh my God, if I could sum up, okay, it's electric, we're running on the grid, where it's way more sustainable than charging it up at a gas station. I never have to go to a gas station anymore. I love all that. And I love that the Tesla looks dope and it's cool and it's techie, but the feature that actually moves the needle the most on the Tesla is Autopilot. I gotta say, I just engaged it. I mean, this is, if you're on the highway, I mean, this is absolutely just like, it's insane how much, okay, I'm getting a little distracted here, but it's Autopilot. Now it's on city streets. This is still in beta mode, but it's doing an excellent job here. But like, this on the highway, the car being able to drive itself, and me really watching what the car is doing, navigating it sort of like this spaceship that I'm in control of, a lot less stressful, a lot more fun, a lot more enjoyable. And it's sort of this hybrid of human and machine. And there's so much reduction of my cognitive load in terms of the mental stress and fatigue of driving when it's on Autopilot like this, that this has changed the game. Like, there's no way I could have driven to San Francisco by myself. You know, I hate driving. I haven't driven in 7 years since I like lived back in Seattle. Like, driving for 9 hours sounded brutal. Like, I did one stop from Seattle to San Francisco, but it's still like 9 or 10 hours in one day. And I did it in the Tesla. I was on Autopilot 90% of the way. And it made it incredible, super enjoyable. The sound system in this car is absolutely amazing. I'm not playing music because I don't want YouTube copyright, but like, I mean, the sound system in this car is absolutely incredible. And so I'm bumping my Joe Rogan, the car's driving itself. Like, it's almost like an amazingly enjoyable way to road trip. The Model Y, it's so practical. Like, this is a crossover SUV, so it seats 5 people super duper comfortably. It has a power trunk that just pops open, that's got a perfectly flat bed. Like, it's really, really convenient. So I got this dream case, which I want to make a video about. They sent me this like bed for your Tesla so I could camp in my Tesla. But I'm like, damn, that would be like, you know, so I can slide my bed in perfectly. It's got huge storage. Like you go under the mat. It's got another thing of storage. It's got the front trunk storage. So it's got massive storage. Then if you look at the car from the outside, it's look just like barely poofed out Model 3, but with way more storage. So I just feel like it's so convenient of the sweet spot of like, it looks and drives like a sports car. Like it looks badass. It's got insane driving and handling and performance. I'm driving on chill mode. I could even pay $2,000 for the acceleration boost that makes it go from 4.8 0 to 60 to 4.3. I'm not doing that because that's just like, I don't need to drive that fast. But so it's got the sports car. It's faster than half the supercars you can buy if you did buy that 4.3 thing. So I'm like, this is straight up faster than the supercar. I can seat 5 of my homies comfortably. It's got this incredible sound system. Like I have to say the sound system to me is like, they used to sell the premium sound system, but then Tesla was like, nah, like we're just going to include the amazing sound. Who doesn't want an amazing sound system? We're going to buy a car this expensive. And so to me, it's like, I love that part of it. It's just everything they've thought of about the product makes it so practical. It's a little bit higher than the Model 3. So if I want to take this off-roading to a cabin or on a dirt road, like this will be able to handle it well. So that's what I was saying. I was like, do I want a Ferrari, Maserati, like some Porsche, some fancy sports car that costs me like 300 grand? Maybe it's a little bit faster, barely looks cooler in my opinion, right? Doesn't even look cooler, can't fit my homies, can't take it off-roading, doesn't drive itself, sound system's probably not as good, like doesn't have this amazing touchscreen. Like when you actually come down to the best car you can buy in terms of all-around utility, to me this is such an amazing product. And Tesla with, you know, okay, Model S, Model X, Model 3, to them was really supposed to be the Model Y. But then I think the way the auto industry moved, what people wanted, the Model Y is truly the Model 3. Like this is where Tesla has found that product market fit. There is just not a car for 150 grand that you can buy that's better than this. You know what I mean? Like I think this product is so, it's just gonna dominate the automotive market. And this is why Tesla and Elon have said the SX and 3 combined, or the Model Y could outsell the SX3 combined, because dude, this car is, it's just this sweet spot of what people want: practical, function, looks, and it's amazing how it covered all those bases. So that's to be one thing of like, I didn't realize, like I just got it because I was like, I need the Tesla, the Model Y, this is so sick, you know? But I didn't realize at the time like how actually strategically of like a practical, amazingly useful, and just functional utilitarian vehicle this was for everything I wanted, including the like looking dope. So it looks dope, and that's one of my favorite parts about the Tesla Model Y, but what's really even better about it is not what's on the outside, but is what's under the hood. Because as much as Tesla is about looking cool and having the dopest, fastest car on the road, and being sustainable, what I really love about Tesla as a tech nerd and who's someone who's studied this company is the battery technology and the software that is under the hood of this vehicle are really what make it like a spaceship. Everything else on the road pretty much is driving around in the internal combustion engine, this 100-year-old technology that is the propulsion backbone of how everybody gets around in society. And the mission of Tesla was to create a zero compromises product, like literally best in class. Not only the best electric car you could buy, but literally the best luxury crossover SUV you could buy. And there's so much that goes into it. You would have no idea behind the scenes to be able to make this car, and with the technology, a totally different technology, make it perform better than anything in its class. That is really what gets me excited. The reason why Tesla is the only electric car company to be able to come up with a luxury crossover SUV with 300 miles of range, like literally, like, you know, Porsche, Jaguar, they can't make a 300 mile range car in this class even for double the price because they don't have the battery technology. Like that's what I try to tell people who are considering other electric car options. At the end of the day, you're way overpaying for way crappier batteries, and that's just like 10% of the purchase that you're making. The other thing, my favorite part of the car, is these cameras. There are 8 of these cameras around the car. This is one of the biggest things, is when you look at Waymo or you look at Apple or Cruise, all these other self-driving car projects training the neural net, you see this car with like 800 sensors around it, cameras, LiDAR. It's like a $100,000 sensor rig per car. The Tesla has all of those sensors built in from scratch. This is the huge advantage of Tesla's vertical integration. They do everything in-house, and that means that when they're on the factory floor, when they're designing this vehicle, they design the hardware in place. They design the battery to be able to support the hardware. They design, you know, the supercomputer to be able to support all of it, but this vertical integration allows them to build in the self-driving hardware from scratch. This is something that Tesla's been doing since October 2016. They put almost 1 million vehicles on the road with this hardware, and this is what allows them to collect billions of miles of driving. Where I was driving, where Devin and I were driving around in the car, and I'm on autopilot and I disengage or I re-engage, that's data that gets sent back to Tesla, because this is not really a car, it's a computer with wheels, and that data is used to refine the self-driving algorithm. So when I say that I don't take anybody else seriously in the self-driving car race, it's because they don't have a million galleys driving around training their autopilot network. They're paying some engineer to drive around and then putting more sensors on. Like, it's just not going to work. Tesla in this package has beautifully architected this system where their users are happily and willing them contributing data to perfect this algorithm. And of course I want to give Tesla my data here because I bought the rights to the full self-driving package. That's another thing. I spent $8 grand on a piece of software for this car, and it's the best feature that I got on my Tesla, because this full self-driving package, I basically get in perpetuity access to this, and it updates. I haven't done my first software update yet, sorry, but I will do it soon. But my car keeps updating, keeps getting better. And so as this self-driving software improves, I in perpetuity get access to this. And so this is totally like nothing else in the automotive industry right now, where I bought a call option on one of the craziest R&D projects Elon Musk has in the wild right now to make the car drive itself. I mean, this is a wild piece of technology that no other car can have. And Elon Musk at Autonomy Day said it's pretty much financially insane to buy any other car that's a Tesla or something that's not electric, that won't be upgradable to full autonomy. And it makes sense. Like, when this car can upgrade and drive itself, I mean, it's just such a different beast than anything else, than any other car on the road. Of course, I spent a lot of time thinking about what paint to get for my Tesla, and I just decided to go for the black because, I don't know, I've kind of loved the way this looked. And so for the Model Y, Tesla's done a chrome delete. So this panel right here is black out of the factory. And so is this, the door handle here, unlike the Model 3 where this is silver. And so it was called chrome delete. People are already doing this on their Model 3. So I thought the Model Y, I was like, damn, this is perfect to have like this murdered out all black car. Like, I just had this look. And then there's an option you can get. I did scuff my rims. Oh, also I wanted to know, I have not cleaned my car. Like, I literally haven't done it to the car wash. I got it new, I got it wrapped. I've driven it 2,000 miles on this crazy road trip, and I literally have not cleaned it because I just wanted to show what it looks like. It still looks amazing. Yeah, it's got some bugs on it, but that's the road trip life. But yeah, so these rims are the powder coated, I think, induction 20-inch rims. You could get the 19s, which are smaller, but they look really lame, even though they give you more range. So I went with these ones that look dope, but still give you range. You go for the performance, you're looking at 21s. They're a little bit bigger, a little less range, more expensive to fix, can't do as much off-roading. So to me, these 20 inchers is that sweet spot of like looking dope, but also getting a good enough efficiency trade-off where, you know, I don't want to pay more to get 280 miles of range versus like 316. And so, yeah, and I love how this came out. And so I got the normal black paint job, but I decided to get a coating on this paint protection film, which does two things. I think this is a little bit OCD, and I don't know how much it really protects, but the idea is it protects the paint, and you can add a layer of color to it to make it look different. And so I got this satin gloss 3M. Shout out to Brett at Midnight Tint up here in Seattle, who did an insanely dope job. He has Teslas, so I would recommend him in Seattle for all your stuff, but he totally hooked it up and did such an amazing job. And he gave me this satin, so this is exactly what I want. There's like a million layers you can choose from, like how satin, how matte, how shiny, but to me this was a satin gloss, and I just love the way it looks, like kind of Batmobile, and then everything is already black. So love this one touch. And then this is that sort of smooth Tasmanian floor mat. Shout out to Vincent, thanks for these. Got these all-weather floor mats, more durable, but they're just, you can just slide in, like, see how it's just one thing, and then you slide these seats down, and then that's how we're gonna get the bed situation is, bam, and those also, we have gear there, but you just see how this slides down, and this is long enough for a bed pretty much. And so super versatile with the seats right there. Love that. And then we got this huge space, and I bet you're like, wait, that's already so much space. Then I'm like, oh, wait, more space. They keep your charger in there. I even got a mat for that. Bam. This is my favorite feature. One click and we're done. So Tesla, they innovate on everything, love it or hate it. The door handle, I actually love this, super streamlined. And I think one of the reasons that Tesla has by far the best aerodynamics in class, and some of the most aerodynamic vehicles ever, is because they do little things like this. Door handles subtly built, flush perfectly into the frame. I think they look beautiful. Everybody's totally confused as how to open them, but it's so easy. I'm gonna give you the 101. Put your thumb on the big part, press in, this comes out, bam. My other favorite features here, and this is why I love Tesla, is everything they think of is so thoughtful. Although this feels amazing, the feel, the look of all of this is like some extremely high quality futuristic leather, but it's totally sustainable, doesn't involve cows, is actually this vegan special synthetic leather that Tesla developed. These seats, Tesla actually develops in-house in their own seat factory, and you'll notice on road trips, these are actually designed to be super comfortable, and that's something I personally noticed is like back and soreness and fatigue is way lower because of the Tesla seats, and the fact that they're wrapped in this amazing vegan leather material, and Tesla just goes the extra mile to push forward to do that, to reduce their footprint, to improve animal welfare, just like all these little details. I love it, and it feels incredible, like better than leather, really. So that wraps up my Model Y review. I've got to say, this car is delivered on every single thing that I thought it would and more. But if there's one thing that I want to leave you with, it is that this full self-driving package, this software, this truly computer on wheels, I mean, this is one of the most cutting-edge artificial intelligence projects happening in the world in real time. Is Tesla deploying its neural net? Is this car driving itself right now? Yes, I'm controlling it and monitoring it. I'm seeing the speed it's going. I'm seeing what it's seeing. I'm seeing where it's driving. I mean, this is the future. I'm literally watching the car learn in real time. This is so exciting, and it reduces so much of the cognitive load and stress of driving. I mean, this is truly an absolutely game-changing feature that only gets better over time as your car updates, and I don't think people realize that. And so I'm so excited to just watch this evolve, and I control it with the scroll wheel here. See, I'm controlling it. I want it to go 23. The speed limit's 30. Now it's slowing down to my desired speed. Let's say I want to pick back up. Now it'll go up to 25. It's seeing, I can see that it sees that there's a car way ahead of me, so I'm getting comfort that it'll know where to go. I'm seeing that it knows where it's in the lane, and this is all city streets. This is still beta right now. You know, it's supposed to be meant for the highway, but as you can see, this is working perfectly. The car is driving itself while I'm overseeing it, and so I don't know. I am just obsessed with this product. I mean, this is so much more than a car. This is just an insanely advanced piece of technology that is only getting, I mean, it just blows my mind that it's doing this. And so anyway, I would love to know what you think of the comments below. The Model Y is even better than I thought it was going to be. We have so many amazing videos coming up. I'm going to do a road trip video stopping at superchargers. We're going to test the Autopilot. Anyway, this is Hyperchange. I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Ooh, I think there's another Model Y right there. Woo! Oh, he did the peace sign to us. Hell yeah.